Good morning, guys. It's Sunday, and I'm Clayton Allen, host of the Day Trading Plumber and founder here at Allen FX, where we help normal, average, everyday people jump right into trading Forex successfully and creating great habits right out of the gate. So if you're interested in taking some of my courses that start from just learning about Forex yesterday or advanced, jump on over to allenfx.com. I got links in the show notes below. And let's see if we can't get you trading in the next 6 weeks. Yeah, that's right. In 6 weeks, I could have you trading a fully automated, proven system, even if you've never turned on a computer before. All right, let's jump on to the charts. So, guys, I'm having a little bit of problem with my recording. I'm having an issue getting my recording over here on this other scene today. So I apologize, but now I have to I have to deactivate this one for some god-awful reason now and activate it over here, which I never had to do before, but there you go. Maybe I'll cut it out, maybe I won't, because you know what what I pride myself on here at Allen FX is I'm just a normal guy, just like you. And I've been doing this a year and a half, this video thing, and all of a sudden it stopped. I don't know if it updated or what. Seems to be the thing with this technology. But yeah, all of a sudden now the video is not captured when I change scenes. So what have you. I'll have to watch a YouTube video today. All right, let's go through the charts. So if you're new to this channel, I use TradingView to do all my charting and my chart analysis. It's free. Jump on it. There's a great community of traders. People tell stories, blah, blah, blah. I will caution you, though. Be careful of what information you take, especially in the beginning of your trading career. Not to say that none of these guys are great, and this isn't a great way to learn trading lingo, but like I teach in my course, eventually you're going to have to find your own way and make your own opinions, because there's a million opinions either way on every pair or asset class. So when you're in sponge phase, soak it all in, learn the lingo, see who you gravitate to, what style you gravitate to, but eventually just understand you are going to have to find your own way. All right, let's jump on to just full disclosure. My charts are a little messed up this morning. I've been trying some new things out, and let me there's our favorite setup. Let's go to the 1 hour or the daily chart, and let's plot our support and resistance zones on the daily. Now, if you guys are new, here's what I do on my Sunday setups. We're not looking for giant home run trades. We're simply trying to get a directional biases of, probabilities, support, resistance. I call this the make or break zone. It's really an inflection point in between these two. So it could be a resistance, it could be a support. In this case, we're identifying a lot of resistance at this level. You can see price eventually broke through it. So what I'm looking for is now we got Knoxville divergence posting right around our resistance zone, which if we extend this monthly monthly time frame trend line, sorry, man. And guys, quick way to draw a trend line, in my opinion, if you go to a line chart, okay, and we zoom in on that line chart, draw across the tops of the lines, okay? That washes out a lot of that BS that you get with candles. Now, we can see we broke through that trend line, right? And that's like on the daily. What we had before was on the monthly. And I won't spend this long on every pair, I promise. So, ding, ding. It's be kind of about where I'd put that monthly. I don't know what line I had on there before, but you get the point. All right. And guys, if you want a more in-depth, lot more in-depth, discussion on charting, shoot me a DM and I'll point you in the right direction. All right, so we're definitely bullish. This pair's definitely been bullish for quite some time. Let's zoom out so we can kind of see a little bit better. There we go. There we go. All right, so is this bullish run going to end once we get to this resistance zone? And this resistance zone dates all the way back to July 2018, guys. And then December 2018, we peaked and didn't break that level. But we have been higher than that level, March 2018. So there is some upside potential. Lots of divergence just getting ignored. So just going to have to be patient. And guys, just because we get to this zone doesn't mean we just take a sell trade. No, we just want, when we get close to one of these levels, we want to start looking at price action on a smaller time frame. So this one I'm going to turn red because we're close to a level. This one you can see we can't really, we tested it here, almost into it here, and now we're riding right above the 200 EMA. So that 200 EMA I'm going to call a make or break zone, right? That inflection zone that we want to watch. So we want to, if we break below that, look at all this downside potential. But it'd be a really good level to keep playing this bounce to see if we actually break above it. That one's red because we're on the inflection level. Right here, let me zoom in a little bit. We have an alert set. If we come up here, you can see we've double topped it already. Now we're starting to show a bullish price action off this inflection point. So I want to see what happens when we get up here. It's just not enough meat to trade up there. I mean, it's still a good trade. Don't get me wrong. But the probabilities kind of have a wedge going here. So I want to see what happens at this point. This one's orange. Australian dollar, New Zealand dollar. All right, let's get rid of some of this smaller time frame BS we have on here. I'm going to be a seller if we get up here, or look to sell. I should rephrase that. I won't be a strong buyer until we're down here. However, I do like this make or break zone. We keep testing this level and bouncing off it. So on some smaller time frame intraday type trades, I might grab a trade off of that level. Let's get rid of last week's prediction arrows. I want to wait till we're up there or down here before I jump in anything. So Australian dollar, US dollar. So, man, the way the price action is really making the chart hard to. So I like where we have our bearish zone. You can see from our Sunday setups and weekly midweek review, we predicted this pushed all the way up here. Now that I think we touched it, I think it's going to kind of go sideways. But if we retest this area, confirm that we're going to, I like this back down to the bullish zone here. Now, like I said, we got to have price action can confirm this because we are trading against this trend. We're looking for that reversal. So we want to see a double top, head and shoulders, something that tells us the market is not going to break that level. So Canadian dollar, Swiss franc. Let's get rid of some of this. We're almost down to our bullish zone. You can see kind of a head and shoulders pattern here. We broke the neckline right in this region. We're testing. You could argue that that's the neckline, and we've come down and confirmed it. So I believe this is going here. I want to look at it here at 67003. I want to be a buyer or look to buy from that level. Canadian dollar, JPY. All right, we broke and quickly came back, shooting up on this bullish zone. So that way that's why I did not switch these and look to this downside. We probably should have this chart more like this, and this is more a mid inflection zone. There we go, make or break. So we didn't get a strong enough break on this level here last week. So it just instantly came back. So now I think we're still good playing between these channels until we get an obvious break above or below. So this one I'm gonna leave orange because we need to let it develop a little bit more. Swiss franc, JPY. So we busted through our bullish zone, right? And that we retested. You can see this arrow last week where the retest push, perfect, worked perfect, right? We blew through that zone. We tested it. We confirmed it. We should have got long. And I believe, bar a few minor pullbacks, we're going all the way to this level. And I'm going to put an alert there. 117, 152. Not replay. 117. There we go. All right, Euro AUD. All right, so we have broke above our inflection, our make or break zone. Okay, so we tested it, we flirted with it. Now we've broke above it. We did kind of predict an up off of that pivot, but guys, price can't seem to break this 200 EMA on the daily, which is a big deal, right? Big deal. So until we break above that, we want to be short bias. So even though we have this strong resistance right here, we finally pierced it. It's just too close to that EMA where we're 2 days in a row we respected that level. So smaller time frame, you want to know what that level is, and then possibly take some shorts off of it until you see a good reason that we're going to bust above. But catching one of these shorts from this top side down to there is not a bad play. So I'm going to put my alert right at 65394. So if we test that top again, 64. What was that level again? Dang it. 65394. 65. I'm going to turn it red because I want to catch that. All right, so what do we got going cooking here on Euro Swiss franc? Well, I got my alert set at this high, it's forward high. It's not a true double top, but we bounced up, broke pretty well above the 200 EMA, and now we're kind of sitting on top of it. So it's not a bad play to look for that buy trade up to that level. Or I want to see if price gets that level if we're respecting this and have a little bit of downside. But we're trending up, right? You can see we've reversed this downtrend to now what looks like an uptrend. So here on the daily, now that we pierced above this 200 EMA and price is kind of stalling out, probabilities are on our side to try to catch a trade from down here up. So I'm going to put another alert right at the 200 EMA, 07422. And try to catch that. Look to see what price action's telling me there and try to look bullish. True fashion, let's put this make or break zone right there. All right. Now it looks familiar. I'm going to leave that one red. Euro, British pound. So you can see a trade call out for last week, pulling a sell perfectly out of our bearish zone down to a smaller time frame pivot. Good 65 pips there. Now, guys, we have this trend line on here that I think is pretty well drawn, and we are breaking it. So that tells me we want to be bullish or bearish. We dropped below last week's pivot, or last, what is that? July 1st month. We dropped below last month's pivot. We broke a trend line. So now we kind of want to see if we get a little bit of a retest of that. Boom. So I'm going to come back up to that pivot and put an alert, 9339, just to give me an idea if it comes back up that, because I'll be honest, guys, midweek, most of the time I'm looking at hourly charts, maybe the 4-hour, or I'll revert back to what I'm doing here on the daily just for reference. So that's why I like to put these alerts on the daily so I can come back and go, oh, yeah, what was I thinking? Because, when you're on those smaller time frames, sometimes a lot of this analysis is different or looks a lot different. So you need that higher time frame perspective. This one I'm going to leave orange. Got my alert in there. So we broke above. We double topped. And we are looking for a trend line break to really get deep in that sell trade. Glad we did, because we pushed back above. Now, it's not that solid of a break, but it's a break. And it hit R2, and now we've come back to R2. So on the hourly chart, we had to blow through and then come back. Now, what I definitely want to focus on here is, are we going to retest this level? It feels like to be honest with you, it feels like a false breakout. And here's why I feel that way. We are higher than we've ever been. Now, I'm not going to say we're higher than we've ever been since 2019. Okay? So I'm not going to say that what we're going through as a global economy isn't something completely different. And why wouldn't we see pairs revert back to prices that we haven't seen in a long time? I mean, that's just logic, right? So that's why I want to see this play, and I want to play it safe. If this is a false breakout, it won't confirm this level. It'll come back down below it. Then, game on. Then we might want to look for that drops, that downside. So I am going to put alert right there, 124, 250. Because I want to see what we get there. Euro NZD. So we broke. Hold on. What we got here? I'm missing some stuff. I like that as bearish. Now, this was our midway inflection point, our make or break that I wanted to know. And look, guys, we broke it. So what's the next move? Well, we want to see price confirm that. And what would make it really nice is if we used our Fibonacci tool and it lined up with the half or the 618. So for this to work out the best way, probability-wise, at least from my own experiences, price is probably going to come pretty close to this R2 level. It'll get really shaky because nothing's that easy in Forex or trading. It's going to get really shaky, shake all the weak people off that aren't too sure about their system, then pull back. And we want to wait for that pullback. And we want to wait to see if we retest this, if it coincides or confluence. Matt would be proud. If we start to see confluence with this level and a Fibonacci level, and then that would give us really good confirmation that we're going to extend up. Now, I'm not too worried about being a seller until we're up into this zone up here. So I'm going to put alert right there, 75933, and I'm going to show you guys another alert I'm going to put on here. Now, because we're kind of guessing this will be our zero, I'm going to put alert right below it, 78969, because that's a pretty good sell trade. 78969. This pretty good sell trade from here down. So if we just keep rip-roaring bullish and price action tells me we are going to bounce, because we're pretty close to R2, right? So if we get close to R2, I might trade back to that pivot and target this zone as my take profit. It's a little less probable trade, and we're being a little bit more predictive, I should say. But it's not a bad trade. I have a pretty good high win percentage on those type trades. So I'm going to leave that one red. Euro US dollar. So this was a trade call out from last week in my free Telegram channel. It was disastrous. It didn't work. I was looking for a play off of this monthly trend line. But guys, we busted above it, and now we've retested it. So it looks like we're going to go to the moon on this thing. However, I just do not have, put it this way, with the 10 years of trading Forex experience I have, and I'm not saying I am the world's best trader. I'm not. I don't know why. I'm not saying I'm the world's best trader by any means. However, I have not ever seen such beat down on the dollar. Now, I get it. Fundamentally, I get it, right? We're printing money like it's going out of style over here, and that's going to have an effect on the dollar. That's why you see the run on gold. That's why, in my podcast, I pretty much predicted that Bitcoin would show itself as a pretty strong safe haven currency-wise. people are taking money out of forex or money out of the dollar. Got to put it somewhere. And Bitcoin's not a bad play because uh, if you got the capital, or if you could withstand the volatility of it, it's not subject to a president or a regime or someone saying, hey, we're going to print money and we're going to water down our debt and our economic value. So Bitcoin's not a bad play, or some of these other coins. Now, do I think it's going to skyrocket to 100,000 like they say? I don't know. But I do know this. There's a lot of talk of it splitting and, splitting up and becoming, just like a stock, cutting its value in half. So if it's at 11,000, you'll just own double and they'll split the value. So it's a little bit easier to get into that market. That will be really good for Bitcoin. I promise you. We're going to look at that chart today. Let's look at it. All right. So now we busted above. It's not a really strong bust above. And I find it really hard to take a buy trade when we're still above 70 on RSI. So I'm going to sit on this pair for a little bit, guys. I still think this is trying to shake out get all those people long to take their profit and try to trick some more people. The FOMO, right? Look, oh man, I should be in it. Oh, buy the dip. And then it really crushes some people. But I don't know how much more the euro is going to beat the US dollar, but we will see. I'm going to turn this one red. I want to watch it out of the gate. Euro CAD. What a double top scenario we have cooking here. Now, those of you that have taken my course or have watched me long enough, I use Fibonacci to try to gauge if we're going to get a double top. And this scenario, we're not, right? We want to get long here or on the 618. And if price comes down, we should expect it to go higher than this level. So I'm going to sit on this. And, I don't necessarily think I want to be, bearish to possibly this R2 level. So I think we're going to go probably a little long from there, and then we'll start looking. I'm going to get rid of this so I'm not confused. But yeah, the euro is strong, people. We're above this 200 EMA. We've come down. This was the dip to buy. I mean, look at all this cash running into the euro. This is, short-term people taking their profits and then people loading back up. So that's why I think we're going to see that launch because that's why those fib levels lower get a bigger launch, right? People feel like that's cheap. We had this big move. Now it's cheap. Get on it. So just a quick lesson. I'm going to put my level up here, 61, 610, because that's where I want it. All right, British pound AUD. Well, we had this long, great run out of Brexit. I believe this is August. Yep. We've tested it. Great time to buy. And I still have my alert. Got some smaller time frame trades in there. But now, guys, look, we are testing this area now. Now, it might make a run all the way up to this 200 EMA. That might be just that, hey, people taking all their profit. But this is an obvious bottom, guys. And the British pound is still pretty cheap than where it was right before COVID. So there's a lot of upside potential here. If you think the European and other countries, COVID, they're doing much better at COVID management than the U.S. There's still a lot of fear here, second shutdowns. I don't think that fear is overseas. So we might just see price run back to where it was. I think we got a good upside. This is, you know what? I'm just going to call this make or break zone. Why not? Because that's really how I'm going to treat it. And then I'm not bearish, guys, till let's just throw a bearish there. Okay. I know it seems really weird. It feels weird for me, but this is from COVID. Here's before COVID. So we have to respect that price could go all the way back where it was pre-COVID, right? Very well could. So I want to see what happens here. I might go short off of it, 83.99, 83.988. There we go. British pound, Canadian. All right. Well, I could see we want this one red. It is red. And you could see we took a long trade off this last week in the channel. And it worked out pretty well. But now I think we're showing bearish, guys. So we want to see a smaller time frame confirmation. But, man, I love it. Race back to R2. Now, we very well could just break through this. We very well could just bust right through this. And then we're going to get bullish off a retest. But right now, I like that. I'm going to see if we come back up and test that 76.103. Because when you're in this scenario, you want to get the best price possible. I think that was, no. There we go. So I'm going to wait to see if we retest that area. And then we know we found a really good trigger point. British pound, Swiss franc. We are butted right up against our inflection point. We even shot above it, and now we've come back down. So I'm pretty sure on a smaller time frame, this is going to look like a bust through and a retest. Let's go to a 1 hour. Yep, bust through, retest. So you can see how that looks so much different by the time frame you're in. So not a bad place to take that buy on a shorter term. But however, on the daily, looks like we want to be short, right? So that's where that top-down analysis, you're just going to have to find your own way and stick to a system that works for you. I still think, you know, if we keep going up, which we very well could do, I like this up to that 200 EMA as the next point to see if we're going to shoot up and test these former highs. Now, this is the British pound. So on the other British pound pairs, ooh, look, we found our black lettering. Ooh, yeah. I used to have white backgrounds, and I'm too lazy to turn them white again and find all those and change them. But one day we will. But yeah, I want to see here, and this is the British pound. Remember, here's before COVID. So it's logical to think we might end up in that area again. Okay, British pound JPY. So we are testing this bearish zone, this monthly trend line. I want to see what price does there. Nothing changed there. I'm going to turn it red though. British pound US dollar. Come on, bud. All right. So we had a bearish zone based on this former support, kind of resistance. Maybe we could do that. We took a long trade. We had a long call out last week. But guys, I think we need to move this now. Let's put that where that was. And now I need to confirm this level for that long trade. Okay. Now, I just put that bearish, just threw it up there. It's not a bad spot where it's at, right? not a bad target. It's looking really bearish with all this turnaround. Now, this is pre-COVID, okay? So all these other pairs, we're still predicting a run to pre-COVID. This one has reached pre-COVID levels. So we might just start to see it channel right where it was channeling before. Maybe not without a shot all the way up into here and then consolidate. So we got some good stuff to look at on this pair. And then, how much, again, I find it really hard to just keep shorting the dollar. I don't know. Maybe because of the last 10 years, the dollar's been the strong currency. Well, forever it has. But for me personally in my trading, I never shorted the dollar very long. I will tell you without getting burned. British pound NZD. So we had another good call out last week off a retest of this bearish, right? There we go. I just did change the colors, but we blew through it. We retested it. We got long, and it worked out. I'm not going to be bullish to possibly down here. There we go. But guys, we're hitting the 200 EMA. And where's pre-COVID? Right here, right? So pre-COVID, COVID, it's not a bad idea to think fundamentally this thing might bust through this level and get up to these ranges. So we want to see what happens at pretty much where we're at. NZD, CAD. So pre-COVID, we were getting there, right? I mean, do you guys start to see a trend? A lot of these pairs have already gotten back to pre-COVID levels. British pound, USD already has. Is it going to do that on some of the other pairs? I don't know. I like getting bullish there now. We already have our alert. I'm going to look to short from the top. NZD CHF. So here is, this chart's a little worked up because for my live event, for my Journeyman Signal Service followers, every Thursday I do an hour-long live event where we take some of the strategies I trade and we just practice them. I practice them live. I answer people's questions. I add filters. There's no doubt that trading during this COVID, the market has shifted a little bit. We're trending a lot more, where a lot of my strategies and my style, if you haven't noticed, is to look for inflection points and let price action tell me, are we getting a pullback? Are we getting a reversal? I look for those reversal zones. Is it a little bit more dangerous than just buying the dips or selling the pullbacks? Yes. However, I've netted great returns year over year. It's just where my eyeballs go on the chart. However, it's been a little challenging through COVID because these prices are trending a lot longer and farther than they used to. So we had to add some filters. Long story short, it's based on, if you want to watch the recording, I think I posted it here on YouTube. So check it out. All right. Well, we're butted up against an inflection point right now. Looks like we've dropped below it. So I want to see what we're doing. If we bust it, I want to look for 59,825. Is my next level. NZD JPY. Looks like we double topped. We've come down. We haven't gotten to the pivot. We haven't gotten to that pivot yet. So we very well, I'd like to see what happens off that pivot, or if we test that 200 EMA, it'd be a really good spot. NZD, USD. All right. So we have reached go away. We've reached a very critical resistance line. Okay. And I'm going to be watching this level because it's hot right now. Lots of divergence. Lots of divergence. We've hit the monthly R2. We've shot above it. We can't seem to break it. We've turned around July 18th, summer of the 18, and then right at the turn of the year, we were at the highest. So lots of downside potential here. But guys, I get it. Fundamentally, the dollar is not strong. However, do we really think the rest of the world is going to let the U.S. get away with watering down their debt so much? Let's just face it. When you devalue your currency, your debt goes down as well, and we owe a lot of other countries money. So it's not in the European Union or the New Zealand, Australian dollar to let the American dollar get so devalued to their currency. Not saying that countries manipulate their currency price. Not saying that at all. I'm just saying logic. Let's just think logically, okay? Where will there be lots of sellers? Right where we're getting, right? We already got our alert there. USD CAD. So got a little bit of a bullish run on this last week, right? Look at this bullish daily candle. Then we got short pretty quick, and that short worked out. But I do think we got bullish off of a pretty strong support level dating back last summer. And we have a decent inflection point dating back into March. So we may have found a bottom here. However, this short should go all the way back down. Let's see what we're going to do here again. I'm going to put my alert down here again. 33396. Not that I'm necessarily just going to take a buy trade, but if we bust through this level, we got a good downside all the way down to like the 30.061 level. Again, how much longer is the dollar going to suffer? So guys, we pretty much are lower than we've been since 2018. We bounced in March there. I don't know if we've ever. Let's just go to monthly. Oh yeah, we got plenty of downside potential here. Plenty of downside. August 2011, we were all the way down here. So monthly traders are probably pounding on the shorts here. Let's go back to our daily. Now, you want to sit and wait. If we do, that does become a zero line. Which level does it get to, right? We've already come up to the 236. If it stops there, I'm looking for that double bottom. If we come up to the 382 and stops, I'm looking for a double bottom. If we come all the way up to the halfway or the 618, I'm going short, baby. I'm going short for a kicker. All right, USD JPY, kind of the same thing. Let's see what this little bullish push at the end. Look, it stopped right on the 618. So we probably should get short this pair right out of the gate. I'm going to turn it blue, so just Mexican peso, USD Mexican peso. I'm not a buyer until we hit this S2 level or the 200 EMA. Let's just look at this swing high to swing low. It's right at the 618 right there. So not a bad short play. Not a bad short play out of the gate. That might be that push we need to get it. I don't trade this pair anymore, at least not on my live accounts. But I have a lot of followers who are just love this pair. They love playing with the bucket Bronco because that's basically what it is. It's pretty even keeled on a daily chart. However, you get really quick intraday moves, big swings. So the spreads are pretty big and the margin's pretty big. So don't trade this pair unless you're experienced. Trade it on a demo for quite some time until you get used to calculating the pips and how big the spreads are and the volatility, intraday volatility. Let's get rid of that. Okay, now I wanted to look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin versus the US dollar. All right. Well, you can see I was looking long off a break of that support, right? Right there. Looks like we're finding support right around 10,587. We hit R2, guys, and we came back to the pivot. Now, I haven't traded this ever, nor do I think we will, but R2 race back to the pivot. Those of you that have taken my course or that should have been a buy. I like that. This level, 13,784 is my next target on this if we continue to see the weakness in the dollar. So that should have been an amazing buy. You can be pretty tight with your stop loss too, by the way. I mean, you're looking at a 30% return, a risk to reward of 15.96 if you put like a really tight stop loss on this. And that would have been in one day, guys. One day you would have, if you entered on that pivot bounce, pretty good 14% return. You're halfway to your 30% return in one day. Now, you can lose that in one day as well. So, like I said, I love charting this. I don't trade it. I don't suggest you trade it until you have on some sort of demo and you understand the volatility of this pair. All right, guys. I would switch back to my other scene, but then I got to switch camera and do all kinds of BS that I got to figure out today. But that concludes this week's Sunday Setups. Don't forget to hit subscribe. Hit the little bell button here on YouTube if you want to get these every Sunday. I also do one midweek. We go through those levels. We see how price reacted to those levels, see if there's any midweek trades. And guys, if you want to see if and when I take these trades on my own live accounts, jump on over to allenfx.com. Hit the Journeyman Signal service. It's only $20 a month. You get my signals. I'm in a little bit of a reestablishing mode with it right now. I'm trying to get more training, better quality signals. We just did a survey with all the people in it last week, and it's overwhelming results that they love the training with the signals. And I'm probably going to do 2 or 3, a swing trade, a day trade, and a position trade channel. You get all of them for the subscription, and then you get a free hour-long training Ask Me Anything event every Thursday. So I think it's a great deal. If you're interested in my courses, You can find those as well, the 1% Club, where I have strategies, and these courses are built to take someone who has never traded a day in their life, and within 6 weeks, they're trading a fully automated, proven system where they are making 1% a week. Yep, that's right. And I will personally guarantee it. If you don't make 1%, if we don't make 1% a week in the 6 weeks that you're following my trades and I'm teaching you this system, I'll give you your money back. I promise. If you got questions, there's a button there where you can talk to me personally. Like I said, I'm probably the only one out there that talks to every one of his clients personally, get to know you, and let's see if this is the right avenue for you. All right, guys, have a great week. Let's go make some money together.